Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be working with Coco for service dog training. And here what I'm going to be doing during this exercise is I'm going to be increasing expectations. And those increase of expectations are going to represent not just Polly being out here like before in the crate, but I'm going to be letting her loose, okay, while I'm performing task-specific training with Coco. So here we can see, as you see, objects on the floor area around in the circle. So I'm going to be doing, having Coco picking up individual objects that range from objects with plastic, with metal, okay, different textures, fabric, okay, and then also here I have the chair out here as well. So like before prior videos, you're going to see me performing the stand to assist exercise as well from a seated position, but also picking up objects from a seated position as well. So it's really going to be adding and really increasing expectations to line up with real world expectations. Okay, so when you have a service dog, you want your service dog to be able to stay focused and perform as needed in a helper role. So here what you're going to see me doing is I'm moving around. I'm going to be interrupting, okay, certain states of mind where Coco is investing, say, in Polly, getting distracted. So I'm going to be nudging her out of that and encouraging her at the same time to do certain task-specific exercises. So you see me moving around, but here I'm going to be letting Polly out as I start to move around, circle around, and then going into the picking up objects part. Now here's some of the little, again, a little bit of a way to increase, line this up when you're doing this type of training is if you launch just into, say, picking up the objects, and your dog is a lot more distracted because say I've just increased the level of distraction to let Polly go. One thing to kind of do to kind of set this up to be more helpful is to just walk around in a circle, and for me to do a lot of down positions before I start to get her to pick up the object, which I'm going to do. So that helps to kind of increase my level of influence onto her, focus more on the expectation increasing through a distraction increasing. So get that kind of foundation first, get the focus going on me, and then I'm going to move into the picking up objects part. But even in the picking up objects part of the little secret to making things go along really well is for the first object, because there's a increase in the expectation level, okay, the first object be picked up, and even here you'll see her really kind of wanting to, a little bit more resistant to being brought under influence, okay, because of, again, it's about control here, what this does to her state of mind. But to make it easier, as I was saying, is to pick the first object to be an easier object, okay, then even from there progressing. So there's layers of expectation, how you kind of line this up so the dog is going to be successful. So just understand when you're doing this, if you're increasing the difficulty level, so as you want to ease into it to make, for things to turn out very successful, you want to stick to easier object. And you may even have to may have to do a little bit of shaping by picking up the object a little bit and getting the dog to, to assist in that to get things moving along. But again, when I'm doing this type of thing, I'm assessing that. Okay, so when I'm doing that type of training, I'm prepared to do certain things to make it easier. But if I'm looking at the motivation level of the dog, and it's interesting too, I'm going to make this point because this is very interesting about dogs. When dogs have a level of control, okay, in the relationship, they will actually, okay, do better, okay, pick up the objects, you would have saw it in my last video, faster because they don't want to deal with it. They want to get out from underneath this expectation because they know it's not going to stop, okay, and they're losing their, what you're doing is you're starting to really gain more expectation, more control, and so they're kind of motivated to kind of get it done so they can go back to their crate, okay? So you have to be very aware of that and not kind of play into that, okay? So just kind of really take your time. But the thing is, even if that's happening, that will go away. That will line up, that will line up anyway, okay based on the fact that you're investing in and committed to interacting with your service dog in a very specific way. So, you know, even if that's going on, you may wonder, man, the dog is really spot on and really quick and fast, picking the stuff up. Just be aware, because they're stressing. Okay, they're like, I see Polly there, and I don't want to deal with Polly. You know, I want to deal with her, but I don't want to be brought into this level of control. I want to do it my way, and so I'll do this quicker because this motivates the dog to do it because they think that you're going to get it through it quicker so that they can get out from underneath of it. Okay, so it's just interesting how that works. So again, I'm going to be moving along here. I'm going to be doing now again, expectations is that, you know, depending on, again, the level of, you know, of control issues the dog has, a couple of options. You can move around the room and do the down positions and just do the basic, you know, script without letting Polly go first. Then let Polly go on the second trip around, or let her go right away and do it. Okay, that's all up for kind of assessing how the state of mind of the dog. So you can see here, and what you'll see is you will see more resistance here through Coco. She's like, definitely has big issues with other dogs. She's had that because there's other dogs at her owner's residence, and so she's really interacted with them in the past in ways that allowed her to gain a lot of control. So this is a exercise that is really needed. You know, really need to work with her on this type of thing to make sure she begins to interact in ways that represent the owner being in control and her as a follower. And she's doing that. It's coming along really well. So anyway, I'm going to start to move here with her. You're going to see this exercise. I'm going to talk through it as I go. So same thing, I'm moving along here. I'm just going to pass over the objects. Down. Sit. Just passing over them. Sit. Down. I'm going to let Polly go right now while she's in the down, while Coco's in the down position. Sit. Polly's checking them out too. Sit down. Sit. Now I'm going to start to move into the object. I'm going to kind of intersect here and start into this. Sit. Get it. Sit. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Down. Sit. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Sit. Out. Good girl. Put it back down. We'll move to the next one. See, she's a little bit distracted. Sit. Get it. Sit. Out. Good girl. So the reward is important, Polly. And I have Pearl on the other side here too. So that's another kind of distraction behind the scenes. If they move forward. Sit. Get it. Sit. Out. Good girl. So here's the thing too, is that sit. Sit. Even rewards, they'll tap in here. So kind of multitasking, right? I don't want her to pick the object up. I don't want her looking at Polly. I'm just calming her down a little bit here, just settling her in. So I want you to focus here. And whatever the next thing is, it's got to cue off command, okay? So same thing, move to the next object. Sit. Polly, come on. Get it. Sit. Out. Good girl. Go right down. Sit. Down. Put her in a down position for a second. And tap her down. Same thing. Always want to sit. Get it. Get it. Sit. Sit. Out. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Get. Sit. Sit. Get. Sit. Sit. Out. Yeah, move around with these objects here a little bit. I'm gonna Polly, come on. Get it. Get it. Sit. Out. Good girl. Sit. That's the thing. There's a lot going on. Okay, there's a lot going on. You got Pearl over here moving around in her crate. You got Polly, moving around. I'm tapping the leash. So really, this is where again you have to be really invested in the skill in what you're doing. Motivation. So there's lots of layering going up here. So now here I'm going to do the chair part of this. So like I've done before, and move around. Oh, you want to line this up. Encouraging Polly to come out of her crate a little bit. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Down. Polly, come on. Polly, come on. This is what I want. This is the same thing I was doing. Down. Down. Same thing I was doing with Pearl before too, with using Polly and the helper role coming over, adding on this type of distraction exercise. So here, same thing. I'm nudging for any states of mind that I deem to be overly investment, okay? Right now, I'm basically interrupting for all of it. I just want her to just to relax here. Okay. Sit. Sit. I'm going to get ready to put an object down on the floor from a seated position. Same thing. When I'm reaching my pocket, I'm tapping the leash too. Get. Sit. Out. Good girl. A little pet for that. And here's the thing, you always want to hope for a good moment where you can kind of give a dog some good motivation, because it's helpful, especially if you're dealing with this type of exercise where there's a lot more expectation. If she's trying to chew on the hey, down. So what you're doing is you're going in between, bringing her over here closer to the chair. I want her to go more prone on me here too. So hey, sit. Down. I don't want her sliding. Sit. Down. Polly, come on. Polly, come on. Polly, come here. Sit. I'm going to do another object here in a second. So I'm just kind of lining this up. Hey, hey. Switch to the glove here. Get it in my box. Sit. I want her to just be stable first. I don't want her to pick it up while I give the cue. Get it. Get it. Sit. Out. That's the thing to look for there. It looks like she's about to shake it. You want to give it a little shake. She's a little upset. Okay. And this is the thing. She's looking for an outlet here. Okay. She's wanting an outlet for control, for her to express some control over something. Okay. because again, it's about relationship, knowing her past. So this is really kind of upsetting her a little bit, not in a bad way, but this is really kind of getting in her, you know, getting her in her pond more and more here, because this is really, you know, she cannot, not allowing her to gain control through investing certain ways. So this definitely is challenging her. Sometimes the most challenge is just expectation, like here, just getting her to sit still and not invest, okay? Polly, come on. Polly, come. Polly. Polly, come on. Polly. Come on, Polly. Down. Now I'm going to move into the stand to assist exercise here in a second. Okay, I'm going to, same thing, I'm going to tap her out. Sit. Stand. Girl, 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 girl. Girl, 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 girl. See? So as you can see there, done, you know, very, very well. Okay, there's a lot, because again, there's a lot going on. Even right here, I'm talking on the video, I'm still interrupting. See? But this is what makes a service dog great, okay? By really pushing the boundaries. Again, it's all within what's reasonable expectation, but again, really it's important to train for this. You have to be training for this type of scenario. You want to add, you know, distractions in, because you're out in the public, the unexpected is going to happen. I know lots of people have service dogs with the signs that say, do not pet. And a lot of times, understanding the issues here is that, you know, you cannot, you know, control everything. You want, instead of saying cannot pet, okay, the dog should be able to stay focused, even if, say, somebody wants to pet the dog, which is great. Here's my attitude, is that if someone comes over, it could be a child, it could be somebody that